Hey everybody, and welcome back to the San Diego Gundam Podcast, where we have a couple of members from the club joining us this week. So we have Anna and John. I think John was also known as Mr. V in our podcast 2 weeks ago. But we also have returning Walter, Dustin, and Brian. So welcome everybody. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Hi.
Hello.
So if we're hearing noise in the background, it's most likely because people are also eating dinner. So sorry, we're recording on Friday evenings and we need to eat. We're not robots. But we're going to be
people in the background of John.
I'm hearing a full-on conversation in the background for John as well.
Are you guys gonna hear that?
Yeah, bro.
We can hear everything.
Don't you have your headphones on?
I have my headphones on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that sensitivity way up.
Yeah, you need to turn that gain down, bro.
Oh, they can't hear you. You're just yelling at me now.
Yeah.
That was a plan, Jen, to yell at you.
Just making sure.
All right. So for today's topic, we're going to talk about getting into Gundam nowadays. What do you think would be the best way?
Controller on PC.
What would be the best way? Well, YouTube.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna depend on what your preferred medium is for interacting. I think the best way now is YouTube. People are on it 24/7, so they can literally watch whatever they want. They can watch animes. They can watch builds. They can watch it all on YouTube.
I mean, even Gundam can even show up on your recommended, all of a sudden, and that you can be browsing for cat videos, and then suddenly Gundam shows up, and it's like, oh, how did I get here all of a sudden?
Actually, I do remember this one really weird instance where I was trying to watch a CNN video, and the ads will pop up every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
The ad was a 25-minute video narrative.
Oh.
And I thought it was the weirdest thing because I was like, oh, did I accidentally click on the narrative video? But no, it was the ad.
I've actually seen people put full ass movies as an ad on YouTube.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It happens.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
The longer someone watches the ad, the more ad revenue gets pulled in for that ad.
I actually didn't know that.
Genius.
That makes sense.
Genius.
Right? So
if they can keep you hooked on an ad and you continue to watch it, it increases the view time for a person, the more money that specific ad will get.
Man, so Bandai made bank off of me because I watched the whole 25-minute ad.
Yep, they probably did.
But yeah, it's also kind of crazy to think about because YouTube is completely free for us, right? We don't have any commercials, at least here in the United States. I don't know, Walter, if you see any free Gundam that's posted on YouTube through Gundam Info.
So I pay for premium, so I get rid of all the commercials and stuff.
Okay.
So I wouldn't know. I know that when I didn't have premium, I was getting ads for every kind of thing, not just Gundam, but anime-related stuff, beauty product stuff. There would be the occasional Gundam thing that would pop up for a new model, I think. But it's been a long time since I've seen any of those commercials.
But you still get Gundam, right? Because it's not like a region lock thing. Because I know for us, Netflix doesn't have certain Gundams that you're able to get if you're on the Japanese.
Oh, yeah. So
servers.
they have pretty much, they pretty much have almost all of them inside of their catalog in Japan. They're just not subtitled, so I couldn't watch them if I wanted to anyway.
I mean, you could. All you need to know is Ike and
No. So let me take that back. I could watch
Gundam.
them. I could have Meg Chan sitting next to me translating for me.
Yeah, there you go. Bonding, relationship goals.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I guess I kind of do that with Sunny too, just for the Korean Gundam reviewers.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many times where I'm watching stuff that's I don't know, was it TV Holic or I don't know, what was the other one? My Story. They have like lots of Gundam stuff that happens in Korea. And I'll just like shake Sunny awake. I'm like, Sunny, this is really important. What did they say?
I'm pretty sure Sunny did not appreciate getting shaked awake for you to have it translate.
Okay, probably not. But she did a stellar 5 stars. But talking about YouTube, it's really interesting that it's so heavily available on YouTube because you also see Gundam on things like Netflix and Crunchyroll. So if you can get the same type of programming, you would really just want to go to the free area, right? And Bandai is making this heavily available to all of these other sectors, which is to me an indication that they're not trying to make money off of the actual anime. They're trying to make money off of the products that the anime is supposedly selling.
It's the secondary sales. You've nailed it on the head of that one.
Yeah.
Their primary market is the models, the actual physical medium that they're selling. And then eventually when they put it on DVD, they're hoping for people to buy the DVD or special Blu-ray packs that come out. That's where they're wanting the money from.
But here in the United States, we don't really have those types of those packs, those DVD or Blu-ray packs. And so it's most likely going to be things like the model kits or the stuff that you'll see at novelty shops, like maybe as expensive as the metal builds. So we're gonna jump into another topic that everybody can participate in. So if you think that, does everybody kind of think that probably the anime is the best way to get into Gundam, or does somebody else have a better idea?
If I had to put in my 2 cents, I would say it was the build meets that got me into it. When when Doc brought me on board.
Okay. So the community.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're already downstairs. When I was brought into it, Doc brought me into the build meets. Got to meet everybody. I knew about Gundam, but as much as being a fan, it was just like, oh, cool, mech anime. Okay, whatever. I wasn't like, oh, this is totally amazing, blah 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 blah. But and then after that, getting into the build kits, like, oh, which one am I building? Oh, which series is that from? Oh yeah, I remember 8th MS, the dude with the green tank top, and they're all in the forest and they're all on the ground shooting at each other. Then sparks of memory start kicking back up, and it's like, oh, you get more interested into the series after that. So yeah, the kits and the community were what brought me in.
All right. How about you, Anna? What
kind
of brought you in?
Well, I grew up watching Wing and Endless Waltz, but I'd say nowadays anime is pretty niche for getting into Gundam. Like, not too many people are into like the mecha anime, especially the Gundam genre. But if I had to answer the question, I'd say at cons, just like Comic Cons and anime cons, everyone always walks by like the Bandai or Bluefin booths and they see the figures and model kits and they're like, wow, I want that. And that's usually how it starts. So I'd say model kits.
All right.
And then they open up a box and they're like, how do I read this? And then they give up.
That's unfortunate. But yeah, I would notice that a lot while helping out Robots for Less. And there would be tons of people that would come to the booth and just say, I have no idea what any of this stuff is. And like the easiest pitch that I would say would be, oh, it's basically Legos, except you have to cut them out. And then they'd be like, oh, this is cool. And then I would actually see, they would walk away, come back, and then they would say like, oh yeah, these boxes are kind of big, so I'll probably buy them on the last day. And they end up doing that. What's cool was because I was working with Robots for Less for like multiple years, I would see these same people that at first they had no idea what this stuff was about. And then they come back the next year after that. And then they would be like, oh, now I have to buy like all these other ones. Like, I'm super interested. And then like the third year, they're like, oh, I finally understand like the lore and like what everything is. Like now I can actually like start buying it on my own. I'm like, Good job, man. Like you're part of the community now. But yeah, Dustin, what do you think? What do you think is a good way for people to get into Gundam nowadays?
Well, right now I think YouTube probably, because they can just easily watch, the most of the series are on YouTube nowadays. There's so many different streaming sites too, like Crunchyroll and Funimation, all that stuff.
Mhm.
But like for me, it was the original when Gundam Wing came out in America for the first time.
Toonami.
2000.
Yeah.
Right. I was like March,
Mhm.
I remember right.
Yeah, those summers, dude.
It was then, and then like the model kits after, like they used to sell them at Target and like Toys R Us and all that stuff. And it's just all been downhill from there.
Downhill. Make it sound so rough.
Yeah.
It's a
been-
rough
It's
life.
a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a very interesting
Slippery
spiral.
uphill slope.
Exactly. It's just, oh my god, my wallet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. what you mean,
Yes,
dude.
the wallet never gets relief.
Yeah, but I think I was in middle school when Wing first came out. Yeah, I think I was like in 7th grade when Wing came out back in 2000. So I don't know. That's I've been a fan ever since. Never let go.
So do you think
Wing.
that Wing would hold up nowadays?
God no.
You know?
No. God,
They
no.
would need to really rewrite a whole lot of
Yeah.
interactions in that one for it to make a decent stand.
I mean,
No.
yeah, Wing would not hold up in today's viewing.
The other day,
Unfortunately.
one of my friends posted like this post your childhood anime husbando, and she put Hero. And I was like,
jeez.
no, Hero's a fucking mess, dude.
He is.
Mine was Duo though. So I was like,
Well, yeah, Duo's
back-
the cool one.
yeah, Duo's
Good
cool.
taste. Good taste.
But it's like,
Bill's way of saying "I love you" is "I'll kill you."
yeah, right. And then
Yeah.
Relina is just like, but will you though? It's like,
I'll do it.
what is going on with this
I was
show?
like, this is toxic.
Yeah, that was a toxic relationship.
It's okay. Mine wasn't much better. I liked Wu Fei because he was Chinese, and I was like, representation. And then, like, the closer that I watched, I was like, man, they really don't like Chinese people.
Well, yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, you know what I remember about Wu Fei? It's just
Like-
Shenlong and nothing else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was just like,
I was
oh,
like,
cool.
yeah, Dragon Claw.
I was like, a Chinese Gundam? Like, you got me sold.
Like legit, all I remember from him is just him yelling Nataku over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's fine.
He strikes me as a very unmemorable.
Yeah.
Part
He
of
had
that.
no character to him. I was like, man.
There's very little character to him. Like, the only thing that I remember really, well, actually, I remember lots of things about him. But just him being really mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you
he's
not
pr-
playing nice?
not
he was-
talking, not
He was kind of
communicating.
demeaning to women too. Like he thought women were weaker than him.
Yeah, he's
I don't remember
Kind of a
that. but-
chauvinist.
Yeah, he was kind of a
Yeah,
chauvinist.
Yeah, he was.
It took him a while to finally get like bitch slapped to come back into reality.
And even
What are we
that didn't
talking
really
about?
happen.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite Wu Fei is after the colony blew up.
Ah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, okay, cool. Like, he seems more like a decent person. Just that, like, his entire clan had to die first.
Yeah.
Dang, we're getting like all this ASMR. And John,
I'm sorry.
Baskets.
But yeah, I
hope
think
it's not.
if you were a new fan, definitely streaming services would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Which I think would slowly, because like I've met people who like Gundam, but they've never built a Gundam model because they don't like that kind of stuff, but they love the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
usually
thought-
because a girl that likes because it's a bunch of pretty boys. I mean, if we're being honest,
Blood and
I
orphans.
thought IBO was
Yeah.
a good one to introduce Gundam to, even though it's
Yeah.
a little bit different than the other series. But
Actually,
I
that
think
was
IBO is a
Sunny's
good one.
first Gundam anime. And
IBO.
well, it wasn't like her first, but it was the one that like she really gravitated to.
I actually haven't watched it, but it seems like something I would like. But yeah.
Iron Blood Orphans is a good show. It's just Like I remember when that came out, there were a lot of girls that started posting about they like Gundam all of a sudden. I was like, yeah, I bet you do. I mean, the mechas for us and the boys, all the guys are for them. I mean, at least they like the show.
Just a bunch of shirtless guys. I mean, like.
But like, we had friends that came to the build meets, and they only built IBO kits, and they were girls, and they're like, yeah, I only built
the
IBO
kits
kits.
are a little bit like different and newer. Like they're fresher.
But like they got into building because of Iron Blood.
Okay, that's
fair. I was like, all right, that's cool. You're welcome to the club. You know, come build with us.
Okay, so in no particular order, right? What we're kind of hearing is conventions, anime, and the building experience is probably what most people are going to be exposed to in order to bring them into the Gundam franchise. Mm-hmm. So with that, and you can answer this in any particular order that anybody wants to, and anybody can just kind of jump in. What would be a good anime to start with, which I think we kind of answered? What would be a good model kit line to start with? And then how would you even do conventions nowadays because of COVID? So we can rephrase that question to what would be like a good community to be involved with to kind of get started with.
So I would, for me personally, I would say high grades would be an easy way of getting someone into it because they're not as complicated as a master grade. So if you keep it simple, they're going to want to evolve from that point. As far as like what series to bring them in on, I mean, personally, I would pick like 8th MS team just because it's 8th MS team. Gotta like 8th MS team.
So I think a good one to bring people into is Build Fighter Season 1.
That's yeah.
It has a lot of the lore that you don't need to be heavy. You don't have to have the heavy-handed knowledge in knowing it, because the show kind of spoon feeds it to you. But and then the models are really cool too. Like I remember Build Fighters got JR back into Gundam because he stopped watching Gundam after Seed because he was like, I'm never watching Gundam again. Seed has
good option.
A lot of people enjoyed Seed.
I enjoyed
Seed.
We have a Kool-Aid drinker. We have a Kool-Aid drinker on the stream right now. He enjoys it. He is Kira Yamato to death. He loves Kira Yamato. He praises him and thinks he's the next Jesus.
So Walter, I was gonna go and tell you about this. So if you look at our videos that we made last week, the Dagger L review that we did has more views than I think the Pale Rider. And every other suit that we talked about, I was looking at, I was like, oh wow, Walter and Gabe are not gonna like this. Like,
Pale Rider sucks.
Hey, no, it doesn't. Does not suck.
It's boring.
So is the Dagger L.
The Dagger
L is boring.
The Dagger is called the Dagger. That's a way better name than the Pale Rider.
The Dagger L is basically just a Pale Rider, just skin.
It's like it's trying to be a common rider without being a common rider.
Yeah.
You guys.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
What was the question again, Steven?
So the question was if we think that model kits, community, and anime are how people are going to really be attracted into Gundam, what do you think the best of those three would be? So what would be like the best community for a new person to kind of jump into, or like what communities should they jump into? What would be the best type of model kit for them to get into, or the best types of model kits to get into? And then what would be the best anime for them to get into?
Well, I guess in my opinion, the best community to get into would be San Diego Gunpla.
Shout out. Good answer.
Good answer.
Yes.
Specifically, SD.
Yeah.
Just San Diego.
No other community. Just
I'm sorry, I don't think South Dakota's got a Gunpla group, but as far as shows go, I think starting them off with Origin, Gundam Origin would be good, just because
It
either
has
Origin or
Origin in its
Thunderbolt.
title.
Yeah.
Do you think Thunderbolt's
Wait,
a good
what?
one to start? I disagree with that
I
one.
actually
Thunderbolt.
think
Ooh.
Thunderbolt,
Thunderbolt
is a
would
decent
be-
one.
It would, yeah, it's decent, but I think it would be very hard for some people to understand some of the internal.
The
That's
usage
true.
timeline.
That
It's
is
very
true.
jam packed. Yeah. Like you have to know
I
a lot.
when I say that, I don't mean that they need to get into, the background of it. Just Thunderbolt, because the animation is up to date.
Yes.
It's cool. You got good
Mhm.
music. If you hear jazz, I'm coming.
Yes.
Memorable lines like that. I think it's pretty up to date. It's great graphics. And then obviously the suits are pretty badass too. Like you got these new takes on old suits, like what is it, the RG-78? I think it was. Maybe I'm saying that wrong.
But
Uh,
the graphic
RX-78.
Gundam, the
Yeah.
RX-78, yes.
Yeah.
I
So-
considered Thunderbolt as well, because I think a few years ago, I don't remember why, but my partner watched it with me, and like he has like relative knowledge of Gundam, so I think it works out. But I feel like if you had like zero knowledge whatsoever, then it might be a little rough. But it looks cool.
Mhm.
Looks and
Yeah.
feels cool.
The story's pretty good too. It's like, this unit versus that unit. There's no real bad guy. War sucks. And yeah, and in Origins, I mean, if you have a slight inkling of what's going on, I think it's more interesting to see the bad guys, like how they came to be the bad guy, that kind of story. Yeah, Gundam Origins about Char. And then that's the series to get started on, in my opinion. So yeah, back to my taco.
Enjoy your
Nice
talk.
segue. Nice segue. I would say, I mean, of course, the original Mobile Suit Gundam is a good place to start. But if you kind of want a more modern take to it, I would recommend Gundam Seed. In all honesty,
I kind of have
the
to.
retelling of the OG Gundam, and it works well with high grades in general because there's so much more variety. You have more Gundams to work with. You have
Dude, Walter's just gonna throw his tea at the computer right now.
I can't throw the tea at the window because I can't destroy my monitor.
I mean, as much as I want to say Double O, like Seed is just a more general, real well-rounded.
Yeah, I think it's more
Series.
likable to the general public.
Yeah. It has the boys. It has some
It has
girls.
the girls.
It has the girls. It has the
It's got a
girls.
lot of girls.
Remember,
Hey,
Kira and
girl,
Lacus
the
were in the
girl.
top 10 for a long time.
There's a lot of
really.
plot in this series.
What
There's
kind?
All kinds.
The good
everywhere.
The plot armor and the good plot.
Yeah,
The good plot.
in space, on
If you
Earth.
don't like the one Gundam, you have like 9 other Gundams to choose from.
Exactly. There's a lot of variety.
Yeah. And there's side stories like Astray, people like the Strays.
Oh yeah, that's like probably the number one, right? That like when people start into Gundam or Gunpla, they're like, that one. It's always
has
a
a
stray.
sword.
It's got a katana.
Yeah, it's
It's
got a
gotta be
sword.
Got a katana. Can't
Yeah.
argue with that.
And it's red.
That's true. No, I think that's a good observation, but I'm sure that Walter has something to say about it.
Yeah, let's hear Walter's.
Look, okay. My opinion has already been stated on Seed. It is not, in my opinion, a Gundam show that should be highly ranked. It's okay, but god damn it, those characters are not the best characters. They are not an Amuro Ray. They are not a freaking any of the ones that I like. So that's my
Hey
opinion.
man, Kira Yamato's new type, top 10.
Yeah, and
For
a
like
coordinator.
20
He's not a new. He is not a new type.
Yes,
That
he
is
is.
not a new type.
He's a new type.
types do. How is he a new type? Okay, explain how he's a
Actually,
new type.
he is because he has the seed factor.
Yeah.
That's like an actual thing. I'm not even
Yeah.
pulling your leg. the superior
They drew it.
evolutionary like something like factor, whatever. That's like when the little like thing drops and like it shatters.
Yes, I know. When that
Yeah.
thing, yes.
Reminding him.
That's not.
I just love Walter's like, yes, I know what this is, Steve.
But what?
It's oh god.
I mean,
I will have
type.
I will have to
Yes,
look
yes.
at how they drew this conclusion, but a new type has nothing to do with seed. A seed has nothing to do with new type.
I don't know, Walter.
Unless you're a
He
magazine.
has
Then you
that
put him
little
in top
lightning bolt
10.
that goes across his forehead whenever he gets like that alert mode. Just
Do
like
we have a
in
Jamie
first
on the
Gundam.
show?
What?
Do we have a Jamie on the show? Somebody to just like look it up online.
A Jamie?
Oh, you guys don't watch Joe Rogan? His
No.
podcast. Okay, never mind.
No.
Look at this nerd over here.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
I mean, I could easily look it up, but I'm not going to waste my time because it's seed.
Ah,
Yes.
I like it. I like it.
All right. So
Oh,
I'll defend Seed up to a
what are you
Just
throwing
don't
in the
let it
ring,
see.
Walter? What are you throwing in the ring?
What do you mean? I already threw. I said 8th MS.
8th MS team. Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's high grades, 8th MS team, and then the community would be whatever the person really feels comfortable with. I mean, as at San Diego Gunpla, I mean, if we're gonna keep kicking our name out there, we're really chill, lax group. We're not. I mean, I've come across some Facebook groups that are interesting.
Crazy. You can say it. You can say it,
some are
Walter. Crazy.
Yes, some are very crazy, and some are
elitist
very
maybe.
like.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
That's a
fascist,
good word.
but
Yeah, fascist as it gets. Some of them just they do not give that air of comfortability.
Yeah.
They don't really. You either like this or you get out, kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which is what I mean. We're all poking at Walter about seed and stuff, but we all like what we like, and we're all friends because of it.
yeah, we're all still on the same
Yeah.
podcast. so-
Yeah. I mean,
I
I'm
just
not
like-
I'm not gonna go out and
Yeah, Walter's
do
not gonna like
anything
rage
crazy.
quit because we like seed. So like, oh, you guys have horrible taste.
Only Gabe is here.
Well, Gabe would be on my side.
Yeah, he would.
I'd have one more person on my side.
There are no sides though, Walter. Remember,
Well, when it comes to seed versus everything else, there is sides.
but seed is a fun show.
We are all
So I-
Swiss, yeah.
I'm actually really I'm really surprised that nobody said unicorn because unicorn
Ah.
is so popular. It's not because I like it. Actually, I wouldn't choose unicorn as a person's first jumping off point because I've pitched it to people before. I've shown it to Sunny. I've shown it to a couple other friends.
I feel like
And
it's the overplayed horse, though.
It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't stick. And what's interesting is that it didn't stick, and even with our list, it didn't stick either. But Bandai chooses to use this as the flagship to make people recognize the Unicorn Gundam as what Gundam should be. It's one of the shorter
Well-
series too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the one that is the most heavily marketed. So, but for
Something
me,
tells me that Unicorn was more of like the new era / generation of Gundam, or it was more of like a representative. That's why they're trying to push it a lot.
They were basically using it to reignite their market so that people would have that connection to the old while they brought in the new, more, I wouldn't say brighter design, but more unique design.
Innovative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
this design is very left field from like a typical Gundam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
His base form doesn't even look like a Gundam, and then it's just
Yeah.
let me just open up into a gun real quick.
lots of pretty lights. So
Well, like I guess I'm a little lost on what defines what a Gundam looks like then, because the GM sniper, right? That's obviously not a Gundam per se. What defines a Gundam?
So there are some small and general characteristics. One's the V form.
yeah.
Two is that Two is the face. The most Gundams will always have that Egyptian point or some kind of red accent that have that Egyptian beard look kind of thing to it. And then two is most of the time Gundams are inside of the realm of an ace pilot or a pilot that's never piloted a Gundam or a mobile suit before, that it just somehow stands out.
So then we wouldn't consider the IBO.
IBO is a Gundam.
IBO is
Yeah,
Gundam.
those are Gundams.
Yeah.
Those are technically framed Gundams.
They have a V-fin and a red chin,
Yep.
and like Barbados has the red, white, and blue color scheme too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the Dynamis? No, not Dynamis. What is it?
That's a Gundam.
Yeah,
No, I
Gundam.
know. I didn't mean to say Dynamis. I meant not Dying Slave. What is it? Blue. The Pretty Princess one.
Pretty Princess.
Oh, the one that they pull out of storage, and it was owned by the Galahorn like king or something. You talking about that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Baal.
Yeah, the Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Gundam.
So that's a Gundam too. It's again the so for IBO, I can see where you're going. It is harder to understand where they fit in. They still have some of the general characteristics, but they don't technically fit some of the archetypes for a Gundam, for some of their looks. So like for the original Gushan, it didn't have everything. It had the V-fin, but it didn't have the face, at least if I'm remembering it correctly, that was Gundam-esque.
Yeah, the Gushan looked like a frog, right?
Yeah, but that's because it was
Yeah.
the armor.
That
It was
was-
because the armor
yeah.
it was wearing. But the
When
frame
they
was
took-
the same kind of frame as Barbados.
Yes.
What? You're talking about
Yeah.
the inside now?
Yeah, the inside of the mobile suit. When they took that
Oh.
armor
It's
off.
really dependent on like how the show defines what a Gundam is.
Yeah.
So like for example, a Gundam is just a scary thing in UC that Federation happens to have. And then in Gundam Seed, it's just your operating system. So if your operating system doesn't say Gundam, you ain't a Gundam.
Yeah.
Even if you look like a Gundam, you're not a Gundam. Doesn't matter.
Wait a
If you don't have the operating system, you're not a Gundam. So
Okay.
and then Iron Blood Orphans, they define them by the frames. So if the frame is a Gundam, then doesn't matter what you put on top of it, you're a Gundam. So
Dang.
Is
it's all about the
Psyche
inside.
a Gundam, or does it need Master Gundam to be a
Say
Gundam?
that again?
Funsaki is Funsaki.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you.
doesn't have. Yeah, it's the horse
Yeah.
from G Gundam.
Yes.
The horse that Master
Yes.
Asia
Yeah.
Yes,
rides
thank you.
on. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
technically not a Gundam. It's a mobile suit though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. All right.
I forgot what they actually call it. Hold on.
Is it just Psyche?
Funsaki.
When you get the Master Gundam, they'll actually say mobile fighter, and then I think it's
No,
called like
I believe my high grade says Master Gundam and Funsaki.
yeah. So the Master Gundam is called a mobile fighter, and then Fun Psyche is called something like a mobile fighter support unit or something.
Ah. Okay.
But
Well,
I'll have to look that up. Let's see here. Wow, there's a lot of there's a lot of information about Fun Psyche on Gundam.
oh hell yeah.
It's a horse-shaped
It's
support mobile fighter. That's what
Yeah,
it's called.
it's amazing how a support unit gets so much information.
Yeah. So the crew is horse only in 360-degree cockpit using mobile trace system. He even talks about its first deployment,
Wow.
overall width, official name, head height.
Wow.
There's head height horse, and then overall height pedestal. That's pretty cool. So yeah, it's technically a support unit.
Okay.
Not a Gundam.
That's okay.
Dang
Yeah.
it. So
Sorry for
close.
the derail, by the way.
Oh no, it's okay. That's like half this podcast. Like we'll probably be talking about like I don't know what flavored taco you got. What did you get?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
I'm
you're
waiting.
asking.
I'm
Sorry,
waiting.
my bad. I got a couple carne asada tacos and a carne asada burrito.
Mm.
I like.
Hungry boy.
I like.
Hours.
Wait, is Silita still open?
No,
The restaurant is
9:20
yeah.
dog, and
it's until 10.
Isn't there like a curfew right now for
Yeah,
club
there's-
orders?
Tomorrow is curfew.
They close
For
at 9:30.
Well,
Well, actually, you
San
can still
Diego.
go outside during the curfew in order to get groceries.
Oh,
Who's gonna be open?
yeah.
Actually, should we go to El Patron tomorrow?
Hello?
You guys
Oh,
stop
down.
talking about all
Still-
the good stuff right now. please?
Sorry, Walter.
It's still open.
You want to go now?
Oh my goodness.
Order it.
Yes, we're gonna go get some.
Yeah.
Postmate it.
Yeah, it's actually still open
That's
until
so
11.
far.
That's what I
It's a
thought.
long
But
distance.
Well,
I
it's
thought
far for
Alita's
you.
normally was 12, but yeah.
So tough.
I mean, it's like a 15-minute drive for me. So like,
Is it really? Dang.
I mean, if I drive really fast and it's all green lights,
Plays running in the 90s.
running in the night. Yeah. So anyway, I think I was gonna agree with Brian with Seed, not
Hey.
because I'm a Seed fan, but because there's a lot of product that's Seed related. So if you were to get into Thunderbolt and you went to a hobby shop, you wouldn't see any Thunderbolt stuff. Neither
Right,
for
yes.
8th MS Team or
True,
maybe even
true.
Build Fighters nowadays. You'll see Build Divers, but it's kind of like a fleeting thing. They kind of use Build Fighters as just a way for people to enter into Gundam in that time point, but then now you don't really see them heavily advertising it a lot. But Seed is just consistent. Like they will continue to have Seed in almost every iteration and form, and because there's so many Gundams and there's so many bad guy suits, they're gonna keep cranking things out all the time. And it's really hard to ignore that Japan really loves Seed. So this train is not stopping anytime soon. So
Yeah.
if you wanted context about what products are out or like what's really popular in Japan, then Seed would be your ticket. And then if you also wanted to have some sort of easy way to get into UC lore, you can see parallels in that with Seed, but it's really hard for you to find it in other things. So like if you watch Build Fighters, you're like, oh, this is what Gundam means to me. Then you watch like actual Gundam, you'd be like, wait, so they go inside the robot and they're not holograms and you don't build them out of plastic? And it's kind of the same way that I felt about Gundam Wing in the past. With Gundam Wing, you had super overpowered suits. And I was like, okay, a Gundam just means something that is indestructible, that blows up every 3 episodes. And it's piloted by teenage boys that, look like they're in a boy band. But then when I watched UC, I was like, why aren't these Gundams blowing up? Or like, how come they get hit and like they actually get damaged? So I think Gundam Seed kind of sets a better example for what traditional Gundam is for a regular commonplace audience. But that's how I personally feel about it.
Same.
Yeah.
So, you guys are talking about Build Fighters and then introducing them to Seed, right? Like,
Sure, let's go with
okay,
that
so-
topic.
so in my head, I was thinking, wow, that's a really very, very big jump as far as genres go, in terms of happy plot, very shonen to seinen, very mature outlook. So I don't know how I would feel personally introducing somebody to like Build Fighters or Build Try or Divers, and then hey, let's go really dark now into 8th MS or
Yeah, and that's kind of like what I was saying. Like if you showed a person who doesn't really know what Gundam is and you showed them Build Fighters, it doesn't set a good precedent for what the actual franchise really is. But then Gundam Seed, you had people like popping from microwaves and
yeah.
so it gets pretty brutal like really fast. So I think it prepares people a little bit better for what the franchise actually is, rather than just saying, oh yeah, well this is a really cool show and here's a really cool products, but it's not anything like what the show is supposed to be.
From bear guys, oh, that's a cute bear guy, to bam, oh my god,
Yeah, like nuclear warheads.
the whole team was wiped out.
My arm.
Because if
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
Build Fighters is more of a fan service show than anything.
Yeah.
Like
Because
a
they're gonna
mecha fan
throw
service.
references after references when it comes to that show. And if you're a first time watcher of that show, it's gonna go right over your head. Like, who's this Rumble Rao dude?
Yeah,
Why does
exactly.
he pilot a blue Zaku?
Yeah.
What did you just say?
Doesn't pilot a blue
Oh,
Zaku.
no.
What?
He doesn't
Brian?
pilot a
No.
goof. He pilots a blue goof.
Brian fell
Done
for
good.
our trap card.
But it's,
I was waiting for this when I said I was going to join this podcast.
How dare you call that a Zaku boy?
okay.
That ain't no
as-
Zaku boy.
That he knows Zaku.
So I'm gonna ask the question then. What is the difference between the Zaku and the Goof?
Get out, Jan. Leave the chat.
You are
I mean,
forbidden.
okay,
You are
like,
forbidden
hold
from
on,
being on the
hold on.
podcast.
If I was joining this podcast and like watching it, and I didn't know too much about Gunpla, go for it.
Hey, yeah, like, see,
That's
I
my
brought
purpose for being here.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
cool.
If
all
we're
I
being
know-
honest, a goof is just a cooler version of the Zaku. I mean,
All I
That's-
know
it's-
is that the Goof has like horns and more spiky things on it.
yeah, and it
So-
has a whip or a grappling hook
And
Okay.
machine gun hands. Or machine gun fingers.
and machine gun fingers.
So
Or-
basically, what you said is cooler.
Yeah, it's a cooler
Oh,
Zaku.
It's cool.
yeah, so-
It's just like a more higher end suit that has the
Yeah.
better fighting.
And it's blue.
ability,
That's
yeah.
the main thing is blue.
and
Just
it's
blue.
got that cool blue color. Yeah.
So according to Gundam Wiki, not that I really had to look this up because I know what a goof is. Essentially, the goof is just a high performance ground type of the Zaku.
Oh, there's
Oh
no
well, now it
fly?
sounds lame.
No. When it pulls out that heat sword and it cuts through people, then it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Does
So
it have an
it's
axe?
specifically supposed to be used for the ground, for like earth combat.
Yeah.
So that's what they designed the goof for.
And it's usually more, I think, commander suits, right?
Yeah, a lot more
Higher.
commanders tend to use goofs. They have weaponry that make it very unique. So it's got like the electric whip. It kind of looks like a tentacle. Sometimes it can be like an EMP kind of like cable that kind of shoots out. That's in that goof custom that you see in 8th MS team. And then they have really unique style hands that can kind of turn into like finger bullets. But that has been modified in 8th MS team to just be an attachment that goes on the hand. So
Which is really
a
cool.
little bit more realistic. But they're basically just high performance versions of Zaku's that are built for working in Earth's atmosphere, or specifically the ground.
Okay.
I mean, there are airborne goofs too, but those
Yeah.
are. Could you see those in the
never-
8th MS team?
But
So
according to the wiki,
According to
They're mostly for ground. Yeah.
So hold up. This seed is the progenitor of 8th MS.
No.
Oh,
Seed is a remake of First Gundam,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. or a reimagining of First Gundam, I guess you could say too.
Yes.
They follow all the same story beats.
Parallels.
Walter has something to say.
No, my mouth shut on this one.
I mean-
Dustin got it right. Dustin said it right. We'll leave it at that.
I'm not saying it's better than First Gundam. I'm just saying they stole a lot of the story of First Gundam for Seed.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
which makes
They
it an unoriginal
modernized
show.
it.
Yeah, well,
Oh, is
It
that
also
why you
makes
don't
it
like
easier to swallow if you're watching UC right after.
the Gundams were cooler in Seed. That's all.
Driving in
I'm
that
sorry,
van.
Walter.
Oof.
What?
Oof.
That's a personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it.
Well, I mean, it's also fact
Correct,
because C is actually pretty.
Okay,
Steven
stop.
was,
Can we stop beating up on Walter? Okay, I don't like this.
We're gonna have a
anymore.
literal war in this chat.
No. Walter, I'm not trying
No,
to flame anybody. I'm just saying.
No. It's like I was telling Steve when we were doing this product reviews. I will continue to not like Seed, but I'm only doing this mainly just to entertain you guys.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
entertain
yeah.
everyone.
Everybody still loves each other. Everybody's still friends. That's the.
Well, it's
the
like
cut and
I
dry.
always tell people because other people ask me like, oh, why do you like Seed? I'm like, something I like Seed that much. I just like the suits of Seed. Like I really like those Gundams. Like those first 5 Gundams, you know, the Duel, the Blitz, the Buster, the Strike, and the Aegis. I thought those were cool when they came out.
Actually, for me, Seed was the reason why I went to science.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the genetics and stuff.
Yeah, because of that and the N jammer cancelers, and I was like, oh, I wonder how you can make this.
Oh, shoot.
That was really, really cool stuff. But I'm also interested why nobody thought that IBO would be a good thing. I mean, Sunny swears by it. She thinks that IBO is amazing.
I said IBO.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
haven't
Anna said
watched
IBO.
it, but I said IBO.
Okay, I'll type that in.
I mean, if someone's gonna watch IBO, they're going to need to watch.
My God.
Trying to think.
It is pretty unique in terms of story.
Yeah.
All that.
The way I always pitch IBO is that it doesn't feel like it's a Gundam show, and because it was made by that director from Anohana, like I'll usually bring up
Okada,
like,
yeah.
hey, do you like Anohana? Well, wait until I find the next show for
Easy
you.
money.
I heard you like suffering.
Yeah, easy money.
You like crying? Well, let me tell you, there's a show out there with your name on it. Yeah, we cried a lot. Like, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah, Anna,
For
if you
IBO?
you want to cry, go ahead and watch IBO.
All right.
Second season just kills us.
Ah.
Is it the ending song? For me, it's the ending song in IBO. They always, that's a good ending for that show.
It's just like the last 5 episodes. Like there wasn't a dry tear for months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jan, we have emotions over here, okay?
Sorry, bro.
I'm sorry that
Those
we're people.
died a long
Sorry that we're
time
not
ago.
robots, Jan. Jeez.
Hey, man, I cried.
I mean, I will say I did cry on a few of those episodes of Iron Blooded Orphans. What was it? What was his name?
Biscuit? I
Okay.
cried when Biscuit died.
Oh,
Biscuit
God,
died,
that
I
was
almost-
Anna hasn't watched this yet, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Spoilers, Anna.
Yeah.
Well,
Spoiler
shit.
alert.
It's been out for like 6 years, okay?
Yeah.
The spoiler
Okay.
has been
But will
lifted.
I ever spoil like Gurren Lagann for people? No,
I
never.
mean, it's been out forever.
Yeah, like shit like that. No.
Don't worry. You only remember what we said when you watch the show tomorrow.
When you watch the show tomorrow.
It's gonna watch and be like, oh, those bastards, now I know.
I mean, if you guys want to, we can try doing that too. We can just
What's that?
we can just watch stuff. Then we
Let's
can review it
watch.
for the week.
Isn't that like some copyright?
Technically copyright illegal.
No,
You can't do
I
that.
didn't say watch stuff on the podcast. I said
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just want to group watch.
I see.
so you can
Oh,
watch
okay.
stuff on your own time. We can come back to the podcast. We can review like the first 5 episodes or something like that.
That sounds like a book club. And
It does sound like a book club. So,
I'm,
so
Let me
I don't
consult
do
my
well
magic
with
8-ball.
book clubs.
But you don't have to read though. You just have to watch.
I know,
Oh, yeah.
but I gotta like do that
heard
like
Formulated opinion.
I have to press the button.
gotta do it on my own
You know,
time.
And it's like, I felt this episode like I was tired. We could really use a nap.
Try that with 0080 since it's short enough.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Warren
Still
Pocket.
there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
actually want to go back and rewatch 0080.
It's
that
also
one just-
almost Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the perfect Christmas Gundam.
Is
Yes.
it? Is that one? Not
Yes, it
Endless
is.
Waltz? I watch Endless Waltz
No,
every
no.
year.
No.
Oh,
stop.
no.
Endless Waltz-
Without
Stop.
fail.
If you're gonna
Every
make
year.
an argument between Endless Waltz on Christmas and 0080,
0080 all
which
the way.
which one actually has more Christmas theme in it?
It
0080.
literally has
Thank you.
Christmas Eve on the
But
show.
it had none of the theme added. It
had
had no
Jingle
Christmas
Bells
theme in
as
there.
part of the soundtrack.
To watch Endless Waltz though.
Walter.
It's like
Yeah.
arguing that Die Hard was not a Christmas movie.
I was just gonna ask that, Jan. I was gonna ask.
I haven't am
It's a
told,
Christmas
yes,
movie.
yes,
Die Hard is
yes,
a Christmas movie.
Thank you, guys.
I am
All
told
right.
yes.
Okay.
It is a
Yes,
He says,
in that
ho, ho, ho,
context.
I have a machine gun now. How is that not
That's
Christmas?
it's a Christmas movie,
It's a
duh.
Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
But the
There's
better
even like
one
Christmas
is
magic. Like, come on.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I mean,
Nakatomi
that
Plaza
guy
is
flies
free.
at the end.
Let's be fair. I gotta be straight with you all. I've never watched Die Hard.
I
the
just
fuck?
watched it
Lord.
last Christmas.
Oh,
Well,
I
I
mean-
know what we're doing one weekend. Going to Steven's house and watching Die Hard.
When it comes to
There you
Steven,
go.
I'm not surprised though.
yeah, that's true.
There's
I
a lot of
would've-
movies
it's
has
okay.
not
I
seen
would have
it.
been in
it's
the
a
same
90s
boat.
movie.
I'm not Americanly cultured.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I mean-
I've never seen it either. So maybe we'll do that this Christmas.
Die Hard.
Yeah, isn't there
How
like
about The Good, the Bad, Ugly? Have you guys
There's like
seen that?
5 of them, I think.
is
Yeah,
there
there's like
five?
five.
Really? Is there five?
You'll,
No.
you'll need to
Oh,
watch
yeah.
the first and second one early. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
The,
second one.
the other ones kind of trail off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they drag it on too much. Like the other stuff did not need to happen. Die Hard is a good standalone.
The second one is pretty
Yeah,
good.
see, on Christmas Eve, 1988. It's a Christmas movie.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're fighting for Die
Nakatomi
Hard.
Plaza.
Yeah, I don't think anyone here said that it wasn't though. So we're all good here.
Yeah, we're fine.
So back to 0080 being Christmas
Christmas.
series.
Oh yeah, no,
Is
it's Christmas too. But
Okay.
I just watch Endless Waltz every year. And I sing White
Time
Reflection.
to change
Yeah, I was
tradition.
about to say I was like with white reflection. Do
That's the only good thing that came out on this waltz.
you know? I like the memes. I like the memes.
There's memes of Waltz.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
not,
Waltz.
Which one?
I'm
Is
not
it
up on.
the poisoning or is it the punch?
I see it occasionally, but I cannot reference them.
All right. Oh, seems like we have a pretty good list. What about model kits? Do you still think that high
I
grades
just-
are really the best, or do you think the entry grade that came out would be good enough?
So
Have
so
not
the,
handled
with
that.
with the just coming out with the first one in the line, I think the intergrade is a good competition for high grade. But if you want more options, a high grade is going to give you more variability on what you're looking for and what you want to build first. You've literally only got one entry grade kit to pick from right now, so you can't really. If someone wants to sees a different design, they're not going to really be able to build that in intergrade yet until they make it, which they will.
Especially nobody said model kits as number 1. It means you have a kit you already have some attachment
Yeah.
to, and you want to build that kit instead of being forced to build this.
Hmm.
We didn't hear Sunny,
Yep.
by the way.
Oh, she was saying. You want to come over here and say what you're saying, Sonny?
Turn into the Strike Freedom. Hey.
No.
Oh,
I was saying, when you guys were talking about it, I don't think anybody, actually, yeah, someone did say model kit as number 1. I kind of feel that way. But anyways, most people said series first. And if you see a series, you already have suits you're attached to, and you're going to want to build that kit. But
Yeah.
if you want to build an entry grade, you only have one choice. You may not know that suit, you may not like that suit.
Yeah, so it's better to just get and build the thing that you like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And deal with
I
it later.
usually tell people whatever you want first, but I do recommend like a high grade or no
Agreed.
grade. Yeah. Luckily for me, I already like Death Scythe from, Wing and whatnot. So I was like, well, there's plenty of that to go around.
Yeah. And lucky you, there's
Great
Death Scythe
choice.
coming out.
I know.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good point. And I tend to tell people that same thing. It's better for you to just get the thing that you like, build it, because you're going to have way more motivation to actually build the
Do
thing you
it,
actually
yeah.
like. Even if there's something out there that might technically be better from an engineering standpoint, it can't compare.
Yeah.
I was going to say in my case earlier, I personally think model kits are the best way to get someone into it because yeah, there are different levels depending on how skilled you are with your hands. But more than that, series it takes a while to like get into it. Building, you just look at it. Hey, this is cool. I'm gonna build it. And the other thing is, if you're watching a series, so many kits suits are thrown at you, but and so it's hard to attach to a particular suit. But if you build a model kit and then watch the series it's from, you're like, hey, I built that, and the series will be more interesting to you.
Ooh,
It does draw you in more.
I'm gonna just let you know that I was a little disappointed.
Oh,
When I
yeah.
started.
What did you build?
Yeah, what'd you
Who
build?
did you build?
It was IBO. What was it? The blue one?
You built the Schwalbe Grays.
Yeah, Grays. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Schwalbe Grays, and that thing. Oof. I was like, oh, yep, that's not cool. It just didn't stand up at all, and then the arms kept falling off. and I
Yeah.
was-
Well, that was a complaint about a lot of the IBO high grades.
Yeah, I really don't like any of the IBO high grades. I don't like them at all, to be honest.
So
Walter and I talked about at length about how much we don't like the IBO high grades, or just IBO kits.
and
Except
so,
for the master grade Barbados, because that kid is
So when I was building them, again the design was interesting, but it had a lot of flaws in it that made it very hard to stand up. So that is correct. I had a lot of armor parts that wouldn't stay on the frame.
yep.
So I think it was just an inherent flaw in the initial design of that type of stylized kit that kind of set them in the wrong tone.
And so that's going to lead me to my opinion, which is I would rather have folks who are getting into it start off with RGs, just because I think it's if they're getting into this, then they might as well have a little bit of a challenge getting pieces, put together and whatnot, as well as good box art. Like the box is pretty sweet. No, really, because like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I don't want to
The-
throw this away.
I think the
Like,
articulation is also really nice to start off with. Like starting with like some not that great or older kits, like
mhm.
stuff starts falling off, and like as a first time builder, that don't feel good. So
Oh,
maybe
no.
real grade is a good contender, but
Mhm.
a bit
That's
more difficult.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, if you look at the box art, you'll be like, dude, I need to finish this. Like,
Yeah, they are nicer. Yeah.
so
I've seen a lot
that's
of people
ouch.
become very disheartened with building real grades.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't agree with you guys. I completely agree because I loved real grades when I first built them, and I thought it was like the only thing that I ever wanted to collect in life. But when I would kind of do the same thing at like Frankenstein's or like talk to other people or like do the same thing at Robots for Less, dang Johnny, you like moving like your entire room?
Oh, sorry, I'm just pulling out the Sinanji right now.
Like right now.
Yeah.
Real great Sinanju.
Yeah.
Hey, you pull that Sananju boy. Pull it out.
Damn.
I
That's a
mean, I'm reminiscing right now, so it's like, oh shoot.
Sinanju is such an intricate kit, actually.
Yeah.
The high grade?
Real
Real
grade.
grade, real grade.
Oh, you got the real grade one.
That's
Good luck.
Yeah.
That one's
I
also a grenade, I've heard.
well, I don't know if I want to start it. I'm looking at the open box right now, and I'm like, I didn't start this at all. Oh no, actually,
Come on,
no,
James.
I have a leg
Come on,
gun.
John. You're supposed to be convincing. Real great, and then you're like,
No. Let me just get video.
Jenny, just proving my point right now.
I think the only real grade I've ever been able to complete was the Mark II.
Change this background. So there's, oh god, it's horrible.
I think you
Oh,
just need to
no.
take off the green screen.
Yeah, take it back.
Yeah. You guys can keep talking. I'm just going.
Okay. Well, anyway,
But really-
to further my point, a lot of people have been really discouraged by real grades, and I don't know if that's like the proper way to get them started. Especially since there's probably a lot of people out there who have never built a model kit before. They just look at the box art and they say, "Oh, this is really cool. I want to try to go at it." But then when it takes you 3 hours to build a leg,
Yeah.
like Jan is showing us right
Yeah.
now,
It's
and it's like, "Oh wow, this is a really cool leg," and then just gonna stop.
Okay, I got the answer.
Very nice leg.
What's the answer, Anna?
SDs. No one
There you
hates
go.
SDs.
Yeah, that's a very valuable
Everyone
answer.
loves SDs, and
Nope. I think I'm with Walter on this one. I don't really like SDs.
I mean, again, it's
fair, though.
not my cup of tea. They are interesting, but they're not my cup of tea.
Right. To be fair, SDs are really cool though. They have lots of really interesting. Okay, no, I hate all their gimmicks. I don't like it.
oh my god.
But I like
You
all
tried
of their
to save
shiny
it.
bits. I like all their shiny bits, and I like all their clear parts on the Sangoku ends. And I like their easy construction. I think
Exactly.
all those are great. And Sunny thinks they're cute. But that's
Exactly.
not why I like them. Sunny needs to come over here to give her opinion.
Look at that
this screen-
versatile reasoning, though.
Yeah.
Like, see.
The screen is my opinion, and I don't really. So,
All the salt.
but here, I'm gonna put SDs in there.
Yeah, SDs could actually appeal to a very niche Gundam fan, you know, especially if the cute ones. Like,
Remember the ones you showed me, the RoboCop one, and like the
There's a
pirate.
RoboCop
Those.
one?
It's
Oh, yeah.
coming out. It's coming out.
and Hello Kitty. Hello
Yes,
Kitty Gundam.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
Not a RoboCop.
And
Gundam?
Hello Kitty's a Gundam and not Psyche.
well, we'll put pin on that one too. But yeah, I mean, SDs are really, really great, and I mean, there's a reason why they've been out for so long and why they have like number 1,000 for BB Senshis. So. Yeah, no, it's pretty extensive. It's not like 1,000, but well, I don't know. There's probably like 1,000 SDs out there.
Also, as a
Probably.
new builder, like an SD is like what, $7-9? What an investment. You're not gonna spend 50 on something you're not as likely to complete, you know?
Yeah. So
50 plus.
Yeah.
so here, while we put this question out there, if y'all are comfortable with it, how much do you think new builders are expected to spend, and how much have you spent on your Gundam collections?
15 to 20.
I don't think anyone here
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah, 15 to 20 for.
I mean, 15 to 20
Yeah.
sounds reasonable for anyone who's just
Yes.
stepping in.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I've spent maybe like 7,000 to
Yeah.
7,500 on my entire.
I
Gundam
know
collection.
Steven has an exact number of how much he spent.
Oh yeah. Hit us
Hold on,
with
we're
that.
talking about
It depends.
total.
Are you talking about true number, or are you talking
thought-
about like just how much I've spent?
summation.
I thought we were just talking about.
Give us both. Just give us both.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here.
Lord. I know
So
we're talking about our
since,
collections.
since 2000, I have spent $14,043, or not 14,000.
Oh,
1,000.
Lord.
Sorry, no. I spent
It was like-
$1,443.97.
Okay.
Since
For
the
the
year
past
2000,
20 years.
2000.
That's very reasonable. Maybe
you
a
only
little
spent
too low.
$1,000 in the past 20 years
Yep.
on Gundam.
Yep.
Yeah, he
That's not too
seems
bad.
very pretty frugal. So
So
Yeah,
a lot
I
of it
think
is
that's
because I
pretty
get them
reasonable.
yeah, a lot of them is because I get them as gifts. So
Oh, okay.
That's
yeah,
that, I
get
can
them as
see that.
gifts. Like I'll work at conventions and people will be like, "Oh, what do you want as compensation?" I'll be like, "I'll get a model kit," right?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So, and
Okay,
then,
that makes sense then.
and
Yeah.
then I
So,
also
just curious, how many has Sunny ever like gifted or given to you, like just to count your finances together?
yeah, sure. So
Real great crossbone.
Mhm.
I
so that's like $20.
I helped get him a PG.
The perfect grade unicorn, but then it was like a
Oh yeah, that's
group effort. So I think
Yeah.
you pitched in maybe about like $100 or maybe like
I did
$50.
50.
So that's $70.
What else? Did I get anything?
No, so they didn't really get me anything else other than that.
Oh, I got this bottom machine, robot spirit.
Oh,
Robot.
yes. She got me a Robot Spirits Freedom Gundam. That was about
Hey,
$50.
what about the one that she got you in a whole bunch of plastic bags?
Oh, that was his.
Oh, that was already yours.
Yeah.
Wait, which one?
The Aegis, I think.
Oh, yeah, the Aegis. Yeah, I already purchased that one. So
Okay.
I had $100.
Is
So
that really all I bought you?
it was about 1600. Yeah, that's all you bought me. I'm really hard right now. So yeah, about
Oh, I went with you to buy stuff.
yeah, you went with me to buy stuff for other people, which
Oh, yeah.
doesn't count.
Yeah.
Which doesn't. Dang,
But-
dude, I was a little salty there.
But no, I'm actually pretty happy about that because I don't
Just
really use
joking,
it.
dog.
But yeah.
And
Um,
you get a free thing every year. You help at Comic Con.
Yeah. Whenever I go to the Comic-Con, I usually get like a kit or something for like helping out.
Nice.
So I just wait until Comic-Con until I can find the exact kit for that year that I really, really want to get. And I'm just like,
Boop.
yeah.
I wish I was paid in Gunpla.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, about 1,500 for me.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty good.
What you guys?
You're saying is I'm the only one that spent more than anything, right?
No, mine's probably close to yours, Walter.
Okay. Thank God. I don't
Are we
feel alone.
counting strictly Gundam or like
Yeah,
all
that was
models?
gonna be my other
Kits in
question.
general.
That's just my Gundam side. Yeah.
I'm
That's
counting
Gundam side.
only Gundam and any supply that's used towards Gundam. So like
Ah,
paints, god hands,
Total.
Well, God hands, damn, yeah, that's
yeah.
God hands.
Yeah, that's a lot
sandpaper,
already.
paint,
Wait,
air
you counted
compressor.
all that, and it's still only 1,600, 1,500.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty damn low for
yeah.
you. Yeah. Like what the
Yeah.
heck?
Well, you have to count. Steven
Yeah.
only buys one Gundam for himself a year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I bought 3 Gundams
He-
for myself
he's-
this year.
Oh, big spender.
Whoa.
Well,
this year was kind
Damn,
of
you
big.
went all out.
This year's kind of a big year. So
Yeah, 2020. It's okay, Steven. It's 20.
yeah, it's 2020.
This year you need to do something.
Yeah.
You can't go out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Circumstances.
I'm really good
change
with my
things.
money. Sunny's still freaking out about that number.
Like in a good way or a bad way? Because I think it's a good way.
It's probably in a good way. She's just like, how do you only spend that much?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but whatever. That's also with like your discounts too, right? So
It's all my discounts and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Too. Yeah. And it's just a lot of gifts. A lot of gifts. Because I think like I have the first 13 real grades, and I don't think I bought a single one of them.
oh,
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that really helped. But I also don't really like want anything else. And so when people were like, "Oh, what do you want for your birthday?" I'd be like, "Okay, you see this list of real grades? I have these ones. I don't have these ones. So you can
What else you did is if you sold a kid, you would count that as negative.
That's true. Yeah. So that's another reason why my number is so low, because whenever I bought a kit and I resold it, then the excess money would just
ah,
go back into my
That's fair.
list.
that's fair.
So that really helped too, because like I was working with Bluefin, and then I had a bunch of kits, and then I realized I didn't want any of the kits that they gave me, so
Yeah.
I sold all of them. So for that year, I actually have I have a positive income for that year.
Dang.
Yeah, it was 2000. I think it was 2018. I have a
18.
yeah. because I have a statistic for the percentage of income that I've spent on Gunpla, and that one's a negative 0.74%.
Negative.
I didn't want math in my hobby.
Yeah, I was
Right,
about to
dude.
say, like,
I
man,
was
come
like,
on,
man.
But
You just
actually,
reminded me of the
I
time.
didn't want the guilt of my spending.
John, remember when we were at Comic Con and you won the Exia Repair 3
What?
at Comic Con?
I won
You were
something?
you were
Exia?
you were at the Gunpla
Yeah, it's like,
booth with
I
me,
won
Pierre,
something?
and Brittany.
I was there.
John,
Oh man, I don't remember
that?
this. No.
No?
No.
We were at the
Exia?
Gunpla booth outside of Comic Con. We were with Pierre and Brittany.
Oh, I remember this story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like we all did the
Oh,
survey.
yes, actually,
and
yeah.
we were rolling for
You're
like a
right.
chance to get Gunpla. You
Yep.
actually won the Exia Repair 3,
Yeah.
which was
I
a
remember
pretty
now.
good kit. And then
Yeah.
you sold it off right away.
Yeah.
So that was
Well,
a
the guy
positive
was
on your
like,
part.
Wait, how
Well,
much did you sell it for?
oh, I know.
$20, right? I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, you made money. You're
Oh, I
fine.
know.
You did good, John. Sorry. Dang it.
No, I do remember that because the guy came up to me afterwards and he was like, dude, oh, I need to get something from, I forget what he was getting it for
Got
somebody
to.
else.
He
Yeah.
was like willing to buy that off of you. Like, oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I guess they
I was
really
like-
wanted to win one,
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
they didn't.
No, he was really sad about it, but he's like, I will pay you whatever you give this to me. And I was like, all right, dude. I mean, the kit was like maybe what, 15? So
I think so.
Yeah.
it didn't bother me that much. And I wasn't like, oh God, you need to pay me $30 for this or anything, you know?
Yeah, it was
The
just
guy
a high
was-
grade.
Yeah. The guy seemed pretty desperate about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, here, dude, if you want to feel happy about it, go for it, bro. Here you go.
Yeah, see? Look. Jan's such a bro. And that's what San Diego Gunpla is all about. Just everybody being nice to each other. Selling their
segue.
kits for dirt
Good segue.
cheap.
That was a pretty good segue.
I try.
Oh, man.
But how about you, Brian? What's your number?
I don't think I broke 1,000 with this collection. I want to say 700 estimate.
Right, well, we need to help you get there then.
Oh, jeez, no. I already broke that with the Macross
Wait.
stuff.
I say, does that include your Macross kits you still haven't
No,
built?
no, it doesn't.
No,
include
it's not.
Macross.
It's just
This
just
is
Gundam.
purely Gundam.
Dude, if I factored in my Yu-Gi-Oh collection, like
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but I thought we were talking about like classic model kits.
Yeah, just model kits.
oh
Yeah.
no, if I factored in my Dragon Ball Z stuff, like man, I'm done.
Yeah. It's over.
Game over, man. Game over.
A shame.
Yeah. Lots and lots of shame. That and my Pokemon figures. Oh, geez. Like,
There are figures of Pokemon?
Yeah.
yeah, back in the day, they
Oh.
used to sell them at Target and stuff. I bought all sorts of
I think
Pokemon
They
stuff.
still sell Pokemon like little figures and stuff at
Yeah.
Target.
The
I mean,
only ones I have from Pokemon are the gold bars from the movie.
Oh, from
Oh,
the
yeah.
Burger King movie
That's
Yeah.
a good.
Burger King commercial.
Those are great, man. I actually found all of mine recently when I went back
Oh,
home.
yeah.
I was like,
Holy moly.
I'm rich. I can finally pay off my student loans. No.
Oh.
Realize, oh wait, it's not real gold.
Yeah.
It's all right, dude. The IRS will take it.
Yeah.
I mean, you only
And
paid
everything else.
$6 for it back in 1999.
Was it really $6?
Yeah, it was $5.99. No, it's
Oh.
$5.99. Plus, you had to get that plus a meal, so you paid for the ball and a meal.
Yeah.
I remember the balls were really cool. Like you press them and they just spring
Yeah.
activated.
And they just open up. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have the ball anymore because I forgot what happened. Oh no,
Just
it's a
kept the
different
gold
Pokeball.
bar.
They used to give a Pokeball for like the Happy Meal or like the Burger King toy. Some kid choked on it.
Oh,
somehow.
jeez.
Ah.
And so they were saying like, oh, if you bring back the Pokeball, then we'll give you a free set of small fries.
The ball was like this big. How'd they
I
keep
know.
the
No, not that one. Yeah. No,
He was
it was
part
for the
snake.
toy.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the ball
Dislocated
was like
his
about this
jaw.
big, and I think they opened up kind of like one of those gashapon,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had them. Yeah.
and then they like put them in front of their face, and they like just sucked in.
Oh,
like,
God.
Decided not to blow out.
Natural
So he
selection
started
at its
choking.
best.
Yeah, I was like,
Ah.
you stupid kid. Like,
Ruining this for everyone.
Wait,
Sir
how
Darwin
is
was
their
correct.
suck game that strong, though, dog? Like, this
Hey.
is
You know
wild.
what? Let's not talk about that in children. Okay, let's just move on. To
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think their lungs have the volume to be able to generate that much force to suck something out of that Pokeball, dude. Those
yeah,
things
I
are
agree
pretty
with
well
Dustin.
built.
Let's just not use children and that
sucking.
the same. Yeah, in the same.
Oh God, you guys got to put
You're
it.
gonna have to do a
alright,
lot of
fine.
bleeping there.
Jan,
Inhaling.
you know they're
Inhaling.
listening to us right now, Jan. All right.
Dog, they've been listening ever since I got on
Reviewing
here.
us.
It is recording.
It's only tracking Jan though.
All
God.
affiliates.
John,
No,
Yeah,
this is your
yeah.
fee.
It's over.
it's over. I exposed him.
Post.
Oh my God.
That's the cover
All
we're
right,
looking
either
for,
way,
boys.
so
That's the one, boys. Get him.
Yep.
Yes. So Anna, I'm really interested, and I think this is a very targeted question for you because of what you do. Have you ever seen anyone who has done Gundam cosplay that got into the hobby from cosplay?
Every cosplayer I've asked about, or Gundam cosplayer I've asked about or talked to, most cosplayers are super hyped about said cosplay. So they're already in the hobby. Yeah.
Okay.
Like every person I have asked, they're like, this is my favorite Gundam and I've always wanted to cosplay it. I'm like, I have my own personal goals, but it's just so much work. I even like buy everything for it at one point. I was like, no. It already takes me a bit to like get building, and then building IRL. I'm like, no.
Yeah, okay. That I kind of figured that'd be the case, but you know, you never know. There's probably that one story out in the million. Someone's like, you know what? I'm gonna build this.
Because it looks
What
cool.
it is. I'm gonna build it.
I can see that. There's definitely some like more professional cosplayers who are like, that shit looks cool and I'm gonna do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know any as of right now, but yeah.
Maybe one day we'll invite them onto the podcast and we'll get to see how they actually work and then, you know, treat the hobby. Amy Bitnick does the last Gundam stuff. I think she used to be sponsored by like Robots for Less at one point too. So
Sorry, what?
Who?
was it,
Vampy?
Yeah, Vampy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I love Vampy's Gundam cosplays too. She has Mecha Mondays on Twitch as well. Where she
What's
just
Mecha
builds.
Monday? Oh,
She just
building.
builds, yeah, while streaming.
That's pretty cool.
Vampy
Yeah, I've heard
Bitnick.
a lot about her. I've
Yeah.
just never seen her.
She's
She's
cute.
really nice.
Person.
She cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's-
she used to do like San Diego cons when she was first
Yeah.
starting out.
I remember
And
back in the day.
people would meet her at
uh,
like Kanji and like the other one.
Hanadoki.
Maybe
Yeah,
that one
Hanadoki.
wasn't established yet, but I
'Cause I
remember.
remember her at Kanji. I remember interviewing her at Kanji one time,
Mhm.
and she was super cool. Her boyfriend was super cool. I was like, these are just nice people. Like,
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really nice.
Well, that's pretty cool.
'cause I remember Brian. I don't remember if you remember this, but we were at the Bluefin event last year, the last one,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah,
was
her,
her and her boyfriend were there
Yeah.
because they were talking to our friend AJ about something. Yeah.
Special approach.
I was like, he was the boyfriend. He was buying the perfect grade Exia.
Mm,
I was like,
Let's go.
that's a good pick.
man with great taste.
Yes.
Double O.
I think he was just holding it for her. 'Cause I think
Honestly,
she built-
probably.
I think she
Yeah.
built it on stream like that next week or something.
Ah,
I was like, 'cause I remember seeing her like next to it on Facebook. I was like, oh, I know where she got that kit from.
I was there.
Yeah, I was there.
All right. Well, I'm more or less tapped out for questions for everybody, but looks like we have a pretty good amount of suggestions for high grade kits, model kits, anime, and communities that we can all be a part of. So nice job, everybody. Well,
Augers.
all right. Well, thank you so much for everyone who's able to tune in. And thank you, Walter, Anna, Dustin, Brian, and John. Thank you, John. And we'll see everybody next time.
Bye.
We'll see.